Capricorn, this is a general reading, a love reading, and a financial reading for you today. Now, this is my own interpretation, so do take that information that resonates with you as your own. And if there's any information that does not resonate with you, leave that for someone else as it will benefit them. Do stick with us though, as there's definitely a message here for you specifically. Now, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Weekly Tarot Light. I do weekly longer videos, daily shorter videos, and I do personal readings, so get in touch for those on Facebook. Now let's get right into the reading here. So on a general front, it looks like you're going to have some consistent and clear forward progression, and this will come with your routine, that you are going to be moving forward financially. This could very well be that you'll also be moving forward consistently in terms of relationships and in terms of your general life, but it does look like this is a slightly financially focused time. So just keep that in mind and as we go in through things, but I will say that there is some consistent and constant forward progression for you coming up. Now let's get right into that love reading here. Okay, one more. Okay, Capricorn, so let's get into that love reading here. Okay, looks like you have been finding that you have been looking very inwardly into yourself. And I see that you absolutely have been in this, kind of taking yourself down. I see here especially that it's like you've been kind of sabotaging yourself, and you've been really worried about what can happen, what could be, and where you're headed. I see that this self-sabotage has been focused on your love life, but it has started trickling into other parts of your life, other facets of your life. So I notice especially that this self-sabotage, it's been hurting you, of course, in many ways, but it is preventable. So let's get right into that. Now, the fact is essentially that it looks like you have been going directly against yourself, and you've been feeling like there's nobody around you who is there for you, or that there's nobody around you to help you. I do see that there is positivity here, that you have been basically feeling restless, you've been feeling hurt, and you've been feeling like things are very negative for you. But I do see that you have built a strong foundation in a couple of different scenarios, especially with those family relationships. I see that there is absolutely a loving relationship ahead for you, and that foundation is where this lies, that you do have a strong sense of each other with that person, and there is somebody on your mind, and that person is the person that this foundation has been set up with already. I see that there is work to be had, there are challenges ahead, but that a lot of the groundwork has been laid out already, that most of the work is done, and that there's just parts to basically be deepening and to be growing. I see that there is satisfaction for you, and that all of this hard work is paying off, that basically you are, of course, as we mentioned, you have been self-sabotaging, and that you have been finding that you are restless, but that sense of stability is really here, that you will be satisfied and you will find everything that you hoped for in that person. And I see you being acknowledged. I notice that that person absolutely is here to really realize what they have with you, and that foundation that you have with that person is really allowing them to see you in that new light. And it looks like they absolutely have seen you in a different light than you thought or expected for a long time, but it just hasn't come to the forefront of their mind up until this point. And this is absolutely coming very soon. Now, I do see, just like I mentioned, that satisfaction is going to pull through from this, that acknowledgement is going to allow that satisfaction to see through, and that you absolutely are building yourself up as a strong character, and you are showing that you do have the sense of what is around you. You do have a clear eye into everything around you, and you can see the situations that are afoot, and you can see what you desire and what those around you can do, and you see the future, not specifically, but you can see into where things are progressing, where things are going. And I see that you do have a strong sense of forward momentum, and that forward momentum is really going to push you into that relationship. There is a relationship for you in the future, and that relationship does look to be something very special. And it really looks to me like that will lead to a full round circle sense of satisfaction for you and for that person. That this whole situation in its entirety is going to push you into what you really want with that person, and it's going to really allow you and that person to have a great relationship and great romance, honestly. So that brings us to the end of this love reading. So let's get into that financial reading for you. Okay. Okay, so in terms of the finances, it looks like you have been having some situations at hand as well, that you've been kind of kicking yourself while you're down. And financially, I do see that you felt like you're out in the cold. You felt like you are not deserving of assistance. But I do see that you have a lot of people around you ready to help, ready to assist you, and who really do care for you. I see that you do have a lot of potential, and it really comes down to getting some assistance, some advice from those around you who really care for you. And this will really guide you into realizing what you have and where you're going, Capricorn. That you absolutely have a lot of places to be, a lot of things to say, and a lot of growth to be had. That you have the skills and you know where to go with those skills. I noticed that basically there was absolutely some extent of some stasis, some paused situations. I do see that your money and your finances, basically your financial life, has kind of been on pause recently. But I do see that basically everything is set out for you, and that you absolutely do have the capability and the skills, just like I mentioned, to have that future set out for you. That you do have celebration very soon. And I notice here that there is going to be some friendly rivalries around you, and that you may very well take part in those. But I do see that those situations are not going to be causing you grief. It's not going to be like a battle. It's just going to be some fun, friendly competition. And that is what is going to drive you into the next step of building up those skills and getting those finances really settled in. I see that you do have some situations here that you really have been afraid to deal with, but I see that you will be handling them very soon, and that you will absolutely be pushing yourself forward into those situations. Basically, how to handle yourself, how to realize where you're going and what you want to do. I see that you absolutely do have a strong sense of self, and you're really building that over time. You have been building that since a long time ago, and that is really coming into fruition currently. That you are cutting through and getting that information that you want and the information that you need, and you are getting that emotional center that you've always wanted. That you are basically settling in and finding comfort and strength in yourself. Now, I see all of this is going to lead to some change, and going through the process of getting that help, getting those things started, the skills, and building those skills through those friendly rivalries is going to lead you into some change, and you're going to really notice that change is driving you forward, not backward. And that's going to lead you into a financial balance, and a balance that you have been waiting for a long time. And I see that your finances are going to finally begin progressing very quickly, and that you're going to be having a strong sense of what you want and where you're going, and that you will have some stability and structure in that. Now, that does bring us to the end of this reading, so I'll just finish off by saying you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Weekly Tarot Light. I do weekly longer videos, daily shorter videos, and I do personal readings, so get in touch for those on Facebook. I'll see you next time.